Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Tuesday night, and we are live and in effect as I report to you from behind this plastic microphonic device. Going through a lot of comments here, saying hello to all of you. Glad you're here with us tonight. Let's get right into it. We are expecting a scammer or two to call us, but will they actually do it? That's another story. Yes, indeed. Let's see what we've got here with Float Farmhouse. Only buying from one source is patently dumb, but there you go. That's America. Yep, I think it's a good idea to shop around no matter what. And I'm sponsored by a bullion dealer, and I encourage folks to shop around for the best price, but there is something to be said for customer service and familiarity as well, and that's why I'm proud to be associated with Summit Metals. But let's see here. Okay, Silver Bean Counter says, the problem with lawsuits like this is you have to spend money to defend yourself. I would like to know if SD is identifying these channels. Yeah, I don't know, or indemnifying. I'm not sure how that's played out, but somebody else said that they're worried about their identities being revealed. I hope that remains private because that would not be good. All right, Veteran Beard says they advertise the lowest price. They aren't always, so it's false advertising. That being said, everybody does it. Yeah, it is pretty egregious, I will say. As I mentioned, I never liked the slogan, and it was misleading, and it is false. I mean, there's no question about it. It is patently false. But nonetheless, is it legally? Have they broken a legal boundary? And that's kind of where my argument is. But anyways, let's see. All right, SD Bullion robbed me. I bought 3 ounces of gold and paid $1,200 extra because I used my debit card for the transaction. That's crazy. I'll find somewhere else next time. Well, that's not SD Bullion's fault. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but if you got paid for extra shipping, but usually it's 4%. So I don't know what the amount of gold how much you paid, but they have to pass those fees on to you, or else they're not going to make any money on it when there's already small margins on it. But good to see you guys. Well, good crowd with us tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. And let's see here. Usually lowest price means if you show them a lower price, they will match it. Yeah, and they don't describe that any further. There's no explanation. There's no disclaimer in there about it. So, yeah, it's but you're right. It means that they will match it. It should mean that. But yeah, they should be more clear about that. Witchy Woman, maybe this is just a fishing expedition to get a customer list to know who is buying and how much. Yeah, it could be. That could be the case, too. Although that's a very expensive fishing expedition, I will say. And on the other thing with the bullion, lawsuit against SD Bullion, I bought multiple times from SD. And other than being a little slow in delivery for my liking, I always got what I purchased and for the price I purchased it at. The lawsuit seems more of an attempt to slow down retail online purchases of gold. I wonder who really is behind the lawsuit. In my opinion, the banks don't want retail and gold. Yeah. And that's another possibility. I don't think that's the case, but some people think that. Carrie Taryn is here. Welcome, Carrie Taryn. Good to see you. SG Metal. Sounds like Chinese government needs more money, so tax away at your people's expense. All right. Yep. That's what they're doing. But I think it's also using it to manage the gold market, too. But Matt says here, I'm 100% for personal responsibility for buyers, but I'm also 100% for personal responsibility for companies and their advertising. No, I get that. I agree. I think it's hard to argue that this advertising tagline is irresponsible. That's right, it is, and I don't make that argument. Companies should not be allowed to lie in advertising outright. That said, I'm not a fan of frivolous lawsuits. Yep, and good post, good comment. I agree with that completely. Yes, indeed. All right. And let's see here. And let's see. Let's move on to the next one here. Let's see. Pump King says, SD Bullion used to be one of the best prices I could find. And they had deals that were unbelievable. Through the years, as I've watched as they've become less and less competitive and more the norm with pricing, being identical or almost identical to JM and ATMEX. That's right, exactly. It no longer is true. Their tagline is no longer true. It sort of boils down to, and that's exactly right. And it is unfair to competitors out there who don't make that claim. So it is an unfair practice, I do believe. Rob 8331, the lowest price we can give. Yep, I mean it could be interpreted so many different ways, and that's one way they could say it. It's like, well, it's the lowest price that we can give. But we're not saying it because we're going to keep it a pithy phrase, but still, it's misleading for sure. All right, let's see here. Steve 5603. I wonder if there's a deeper motivation for this class action lawsuit. Are the bankers behind the lawsuit? Yep, I know. I understand. Some people are. A lot of people have been saying that too. Let's see here. For the lowest price, I checked Monument Metals. Yep, they've got. There's competitors out there that have some good pricing. I'm not going to answer too many more on this video because I think a lot of people have weighed in, and I really appreciate it, and I've shared my thoughts on it. But anyways, hopefully none of these other coin companies get sued unless it's APMEX for raising prices on certain items. Well, APMEX is free to do that. I don't like that practice. I've spoken out publicly against it and privately. I think it's unethical for them to raise prices, to throttle the prices and the availability of certain items. They do that for their exclusives, and I think that's unfair. And I'm telling you, like I said, I'm sponsored by a bullion dealer, and I have actually talked to them about certain things as well too. And so they are willing, if they see anything, that's going on or whatever changes, they want me to reach out to them. All right, Rigo Silver, this is bad news no matter how you look at it. Yeah, it's not good. You're right. And America First, thank you so much. Advertising is such a play on words. It's exactly right, America First. They could state voted cheapest online dealer from an in-house conducted poll and be 100% legal. That's true. Yes, America First, exactly right. Even though that would be misleading too, but that's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right, let's give you 5 push-ups. Sir, thank you so much. First super chat of the night of America First. Here we go. Let's make them happen, Captain. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. All right. Let's see here. You guys are awesome. Let's see here. And let's get my mouse back here, and we'll get to a few more of these. Let's see here. Okay. Where are we at? I'm going to get to another one here. Let's see here. Okay, Cherokee Cowboy, SD Bullion did nothing wrong by stating lowest prices anywhere. Well, they didn't do that. They just say lowest prices. If they would have done anywhere, that would have made it worse. But even so, I think it is wrong. But I don't think, I think it's unethical and misleading. But is it illegal? Well, according to California law, it might be. So I don't know. We'll see. But thank you, Cherokee Cowboy. And let's see here. And let's see. Where are we at? I just want to get a few more here. Where are we at? I want to find it here. There's somebody else that I want to get here. Okay, this is on the video from today. Deathmon says this. Lots of silver missiles. Bigger and more complex, the more metals in it. Never forget that war can lead to confiscation of all kinds of property. Indeed, it can. I mean, it would have to be. I don't think we'll ever get to that point with silver, though. And remember, just because a missile is bigger and more complex does not necessarily mean more silver is going to be used for it. Remember, silver is heavy. It's actually more dense than copper. And I do believe it will be used, and it is used, but I don't think it's as much as some people say. That's right. And let's see here. Yes, that's right, Bozo. False advertising is still against the law. And I think that's something we've got to find out if that phrase is considered false advertising, because that's going to be very tough to prove in a court of law, in my view. But anyways, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Let's see here. Where are we at? Let's answer a few more on this. Let's see. It says this here. I do believe this lawsuit stands a chance of winning specifically because it's in California. Yep, I think so too. I agree that if there's going to have the best chance is going to be in California. I got a notice about a class action lawsuit that was won in California against a company for deceptive marketing about their sales. They would advertise a certain percent off, but it was a scaling discount based off of how much product you bought. Topping out at the advertised amount, I got offered a rebate or some credit for having been a customer for a certain time, even though I didn't join the suit while it went through in court. I'll say I'm not a fan of how online bullion dealers display their prices as low as. I'm with you on that. I don't like that either. Yeah, that's a price for each if you buy a monster box, but most people aren't going to buy that much. It forces you to click on each product to see the real price, which artificially increases the amount of clicks on their web pages. Yeah, that's marketing, but it's just why we have to be wise to it, for sure. And I think, some of that stuff really is, you can overregulate that stuff. There's got to be a line there. There's got to be a line there. But anyways, let's see here. Prices might be dropping because of elections. Believe everything will be rosy. Then crap hits the fan. Yes, it could be. It could be. That could be a part of it too. And I didn't mention that in that video, but that very well could be. All right, Michael. Hey, Sal, if you get a chance, please take a look at the gold charts in the U.S. compared to New Zealand dollar. Perhaps you could comment on the frequent correlation of the two pairs. Well, there always is going to be somewhat of a correlation between the strength of one currency to another. Right now, silver is down 7 cents. We'll look at that in a minute. First, I'm going to get 10 push-ups in for North Star Stacker, who's popping in tonight. Thank you, North Star. Says hello, Salivation Nation. So let's give him 10 push-ups. Thank you, sir. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you, North Star Stacker. Appreciate you, brother. Check his channel out. Great guy, great member of the community. Awesome. Welcome, Linda. Gen X Silver Stacker is here. Michael is here. Mark B is here. Johnny B is with us. Good to see all of you guys. Jesse J Studios is with us tonight. Thank you, Jay Monlease, for posting that. Okay, so we got to see the ups and downs. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar per this post here. Where is it? I don't see it. It's not here. And I'm not going to give you a deep dive to find it. The closest thing I can find is the Australian dollar. And you can see there that obviously bigger movements there in both directions because of the way the dollar or those dollars are differently valued compared to each other. Remember, the dollar strength is up. So this is why you're seeing it move down more. This is why, although the gold is up more in those dollars too. All right, here comes a scammer. Let's see what we've got here. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Richard.
Yeah?
This is Ray calling you from business lending source called Quick Capital, and we are providing short-term unsecured business loans without any mortgage and personal guarantees.
Okay.
If you get a good deal, how much money you could use for your business? May I know?
Yes, you may know, because I'm going to tell you right now. $120,000 is what I need for my business. Okay.
120,000. That's great.
Okay.
How long have you been in business?
14 years.
14 years. Pretty long time. I appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad you appreciate that. I've actually, that was one of my main goals. I was hoping that I could be in business for just long enough to impress a loan scammer when they ask how long I've been in business. So I've made that goal. That's great. Can you transfer me to the funding specialist now?
Sure, I need to qualify you first.
Well, you already did. You just did. You just qualified me.
Oh, sir, I need to know your deposit amount in a month, how much you make in a month.
Well, of course, it's $98,000. It's always $98,000 every single month. That should be a no-brainer. I mean, you should already know that.
Okay, so do you believe that we can finance you or you not?
Did you just yawn? Am I boring you right now? Did you just yawn?
Yawn?
Yawn.
What's the meaning?
The meaning of the word. Where are you from? Are you from Bahrain? Are you from Bangladesh?
Ah, now I yawn. So,
Just transfer me to the funding specialist, please.
I'm the qualifying agent. You need to
Are we already
bring some good
I've,
thing for me.
there's nothing else I can tell you. I've told you everything. What else do you need to know?
Oh, I need to know your email address.
I can't give you. I'm not going to give you that. I'll give that to the funding specialist. I don't give that out to the qualifying agents.
Then I cannot transfer you to the.
Is that because you're the
funding
Benchode,
advisor.
or is it because you're the Gandu? What is the reason why you won't transfer me? Is it because you're the Gandu or the Benchode? Which one? There's only two
You
choices.
cannot spell it right.
It's a binary
It's
choice.
called. No, you are buying truth. Okay.
Are you the bench? Okay, all right, very good. We need that one. Very good. 1 million yawn. That's right, exactly. I should have asked him for 1 million yawn. All right, let's see here. All right, very good. All right, nations all over the world have ceased silver coin production for the year. The shortages are real. Well, Blue Water, the reason for that is they're retooling for next year. That happens every year in October for most mints, by the way. Although some of the other mints, like the Royal Mint, the Perth Mint, and others, they do overlap production, but they pretty much stop and go right to the next the coins, and some of them will release. But yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Let's take a slurp of some coffee here. All right, and let's see. Let's press on forward. See what we've got here. Come on now, let's get this. We got Multi-Chaoticus here says this. It looks to me like they're just squeeze tearing up their paper silver. When silver goes up, you see it go down suddenly. Yep, that's right. Another scammer. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Good evening. My name is Emily. How's your day going?
Not good.
Oh, so sorry about that. This will just take a minute. Would you be able to talk for just a moment?
Okay.
I'm just calling you today because I've got some exciting news for car owners. Auto insurance rates have come down by as much as 35%. We're helping people see if they can save with a simple, no-cost quote. You're currently a car owner, correct?
Correct.
That's great. I'm connecting your call to the agent now. 1 second.
Auto dial, the robots.
Your call is very
Automated. So I can't interrupt it. If I do, then it'll hang up immediately. So that's why I have to go through it. All right. We'll wait for them to answer. And then we'll get it right back up here soon as possible. They're not even AI. They're just automated bot voices that are trained to hear certain words. But it's not really AI. Multi-chaos. Okay, anyways, they say that people take their profits, but in fact they tore up a bunch of paper claiming silver that does not exist, and it will take a while. They still have a huge pile of silver. Then he goes on to say, let's destroy the species and take over the planet. How? Give the monetary systems. They'll do it themselves for money. We can use it to convert their time and energy into pieces of paper so we can take it from them. We take control of their media, their education, their health systems, and everything. We make them fully dependent on money, and they'll do it all themselves. We'll use convenience as bait. They cannot, once the physical silver is in your possession, they cannot change anything about it. For sure. All right. Mayo Monkey, low supply and dropping prices do not compute. No, it doesn't from the day-to-day market, but sadly, that's the irrationality of the emotion of the market. And so that's what's going to keep. I think that's what's going to keep it from falling too much more from where it is now. I strongly feel that. That's why I think that $40 is probably a good support level. All right. The suit won't, Bob says the suit won't be dismissed. It merely states a cause of action unless, as others have said, the court deems it frivolous. But on its face, a cause of action is stated. Always follow up with, but I'm not an attorney. That's right. Yep, exactly. And I'm not an attorney. Don't know where the case is going to go, and you might be right. All right, let's see here. TR Dutch, the president has been flexing. I'm hoping to buy this week. I have a high on auction, and I'm going to a coin show on Friday. Fingers crossed the spot price stays low for the week. Yeah, it would be nice, but I don't think it's going to connect here. I'm going to hang up. We were supposed to get others that were scheduled to call me, but they have not done that yet. All right. Let's see here. Let's get over here to this. Shanker says here, I went shopping for silver coins of affordable grammage. Shops just do not have them. Small stackers are just galloping to catch them when they're available. Yeah. And, everybody's going to have a different situation. I know my local coin shop, the buying and selling has been a little bit lackluster lately. It's not been as busy, but they're still busy. Still a lot going on, but it's really about half and half of what they're seeing. Yes, indeed. All right. And let's see. Victor Webster says, make it make sense. High demand and low supply should equal rising prices. We're seeing the opposite. Something dirty in Denmark. Yeah. Look at, the thing is, it's market conditions from day to day that can move the prices. And we're going to see these dips of volatility. It is normal. And the thing is you want to talk about making something make sense. Look at platinum. Platinum should be a whole heck of a lot higher. It's much more rare than gold, and yet it is much lower than gold, about half the price, less than half the price. And there's some demand for platinum out there too, and worries about supply chain because it's politically unstable in both regions where it's mined. Metals are down because the dollar is big today. That's right. Yep, up big. It sure is. It broke 100 today. Which I think is a 5-month high or something like that. And yes, Randy Williams, I noticed you have some rounds available at Summit the last time I bought. Cool stuff. Yep, they are still there. I still don't know how many are left, but they're still available if you want one. If you do want one of those channel rounds, a Salivate Metal channel round, you can click in the link in the description below to purchase one of those. Let's see here. John Bethia. Sal, why do precious metal prices drop when silver is needed the most? Are these lower prices on metals a way to get weak hands to sell? No, it is because of the perceived market reactions to current events, monetary, employment numbers, all that stuff. And that's why you're going to see the fluctuations in the market from day to day. A lot of these are paper traders. It's not a whole lot of physical silver moving when they go to sell like this, and even when they go to buy. Most of the buying happens in the markets as paper transactions or electronic transactions. All right. And Northman says here, I may be wrong, but I doubt it. All these drops in price are going to be the things in the past in 2026. Just a buying opportunity for some. Second quarter 2026 is going to be much higher prices than most can imagine. All right, it'll be very interesting to see what plays out. Yep, and Jesse J, I mentioned that in this afternoon's video about the dollar is not really any stronger. It's just the other currencies are losing their influence and their strength in comparison. That's why the dollar index is up. But the dollar is actually weak when compared to itself. Even a month ago, it's weaker. That's inflation, folks. That weakness is a loss of value, a loss of purchasing power. All right, the Canadian maple leaf is not really a maple leaf, it's a silver coin. The Canadian maple leaf, well, that's right. When I say Canadian maple leaf, I'm referring to the silver coin. But yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Good to see Unfathomable. Welcome, good to see you. And let's see here. Let's see here. The cranky one. My guess is the plaintiff is himself an attorney. If you have ever been to a part of a class action suit, you know the only ones who make real money are the attorneys. That's why they drag on and on. Yep, that's right. A good point on that. Greg Olson, they do not say Shanghai without a reason. That's true. Good point. LCSs here are full and even selling 90% at $31.10 and ASEs at $30 above spot. Close to BU, ASEs are under $50 again. Picked up 2 peace dollars and 63 mint set out of the junk bin yesterday for $96. I have not left under for $100 in quite a while. Wow, interesting. All right. Very good. Still want it. Still take advantage of the deals. That's awesome. And Thomas Sanders here says the following. Let's see here. China is in a huge military buildup across the board. They have a very large fleet of SSK diesel submarines, and like they are in the middle of upgrading their nuclear triad, and this uses a whole lot of silver. Let's leave it by saying another military evolution places great stress on an already stressed out Asian demand. I can't overstate the importance of silver in modern military technology, and you don't need a war to make the pinch hurt. China, indeed, the world needs silver, and any dip can't be serenaded due to the sustained. I think you meant to say sustained due to the importance of the white metal and due to the lack of production to keep up with demand. That's right. Yep, and it's right. There's a lot of pressure on the silver market these days, for sure. And the long-term fundamentals are strong for silver. They really are. And let's see here. Let's see. What we have here. Okay. So refiners aren't taking lots of silver, but there is a shortage. I'm confused. Well, it's because they are inundated with silver that's coming in from the public, and so they're having to pick and choose on what they're taking in. This is why constitutional silver is so cheap. It's a bottleneck, essentially, which creates gluts in some areas and shortages in others. You can liken it to an ocean right next to a desert country in Africa, you know. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Troy, great time for a billion short contracts to keep the price down. This could be 0 silver left, and the price would still go down. That's the way it works now. Yep. I mean, there's been, an insane amount that has smacked the price down in the last few big transactions. So you're right there. Gordon Klee says here. Let me get over here to make this more efficient. He says, silver supply has not changed. The propaganda and news about silver is divorced from reality due to those controlling physical versus speculative holders. Buy food, buy alternative cooking energy, buy water, oil, and filters, and etc. That's right. It's always good to be prepared in other ways as well. You're right, Gordon Klee. Well said. All right. Well, let's see here. Brian Maher, I cashed in coins I got from Coinstar last week. Some motor coins times quarters. 40% Kennedy trader to my LCS for $9.99 silver. Got the Coinstar coins free. Nice. Congratulations, Brian. James Adams says, great info again. Importantly, looking for a worldly view. It's never too late to hold some silver and gold and other precious metals. You just never know what's going to happen. That's right. Exactly right. This is why I'm a proponent of holding long term. Having a core stack to hold on to as a savings vehicle. All right, sound mind. The system is rigged and will soon break. Notice the slam down from 54 and the suppression under 50. It's been pretty flat and moves downward more and more, rises slowly than smacked. Banksters can't allow silver to break out, but it's inevitable. Mind-blowing to see what the dominoes fall, and silver does break out. Not going to be pretty for the fiat. Yep, exactly. The fact that we saw $50 to stay above $50 for a couple of days is a good sign, for sure. All right. Things are certainly shifting, says Lulu. Stackers should also make sure their preps are in order. It doesn't hurt to be prepared. Exactly right. And she knows, because that's one of her specialties. That's right. Exactly right. All right. And Venom 5809 says, laughing at the juicers, learning why you don't treat gold and silver like they are stocks you can pump and dump, hoping they go to hell. A way so regularly collectors can come back in and get stuff at good prices. Exactly. The smart ones are buying on the dips for sure, and bettering their dollar cost average. That's what it's about. And I think that every time there's a 2% move down, it's a good opportunity to look at to buy. Because there's nothing wrong with buying on the way down as well as buying at the bottom, which most people really can't do anyway. Let's see here. I think solar panels taking up a lot more silver than military. They're putting up huge solar farms. Yep. Oh, yeah, there's no question about that. They sure are. I agree with that completely. Everyone who says I'm not a financial advisor but needs sued. All right. Well, I think that's sort of a disclaimer of its own right there. All right, let's see here. Let's get over here and see here. I work nights, Sal. I just got up and checked the prices on Kitco. I admit I'm a little confused on the total smackdown on gold and silver. I'm hoping to make another purchase. How can it keep going lower like this? I'm not complaining. Yeah. Well, it's the market's moving, sentiment changes, and it's not. Again, this does not really surprise me a whole lot. Although the volume is going to be something that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Very good. All right, thank you, Silver Ice. Appreciate it. Have any packages UPS airplane? No, I didn't. Why should I be concerned about that? Zephiel. Talica fan says, prices keep dropping. Not sure how long it will last. This may be a good time to buy more since I got some silver at 49 and 48, or just hold off more buying until next year. Yeah. No one really knows how long it'll last. But I think there's potential it could drop further. I think we're going to have a tough time getting back to 50 before the end of the year. I still feel pretty good about that, even though we did see $49 briefly recently. A Dinger says, hey, Sal, I appreciate your speculation about the U.S. and potential conflicts around the world. You're pretty vague, and it's more specific. The U.S. might be going to war with Russia over Russia's attacks on free countries in Eastern Europe. Well, I don't know that there's any indication that's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think that what I heard necessarily leans into that. But I do think that we are going to be more aggressive with Russia, and we should, in terms of what they're doing there. But there's a limit as well, too. There's a limit. I think Trump's doing the right thing there. But we'll see. All right. B. Witten. So there are shortages and the price is dropping? Yeah, no. This is not natural market forces. You're right, Sal. Something's up. Don't sell anything no matter what you paid. Yeah, that's right. But the thing is these day-to-day moves, the natural market is not always, in fact, it's very rarely rational. Very rarely rational. Here comes a scammer. Let's see here. Hello?
What's going on, brother?
Is it me you're looking for?
Yeah, it is.
How's it going, my friend?
Thank God, man. I got stuck in a little traffic on the way home. So.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Can you go into explicit detail on the traffic situation there in East Jersey?
Well, actually, it was in Staten Island that I got into traffic on the 440.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry about that. That sucks. I mean, was it just a bumper to bumper, just kind of just...
Yeah. Truck was pulled over, left lane, so,
Man, you gotta hate that, I tell you.
Honestly, man, life is too good to be stressed about anything like that.
That's true. And at least you got home in one piece and everything's fine. Staten Island's a great place. Good people in Staten Island, so yeah.
I do have to say that, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
A little bit. Listen, I'm a Brooklyn guy to the fullest.
Right.
But, Staten Island's cleaner. It's more affordable.
Right.
There's parking. It's mostly more Italian than anywhere else.
Right. Yeah.
You don't got all these crazy Democrats with their bullshit.
Right. That's great.
So,
yeah. So what do you think? You've got a dilemma. Do you vote for Sliwa, or do you vote for Cuomo? That's a tough one, isn't it?
Honestly, I voted for Sliwa just because I think that he has a better chance of winning because people hate Cuomo so much.
Right.
And listen, I'm not saying he's perfect, right?
Right.
We need somebody like him for the job right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Sliwa would be the best, hands down. No question about that.
Yeah. It's like people with Trump. Listen, I like Trump. I don't love him. You know what I'm saying? He's not perfect.
Right.
But guess what? He stopped the war in fucking Palestine, right?
Yep, that's right.
There's no new wars under him. Gas is better priced. Food is better priced.
Yep.
And those are facts.
That's right. Exactly.
So as much as people don't like some of the things he says, or tweets, or whatever the case, guess what? I used to work for a moving company. I had a small partnership in it. When gas is more expensive, it could cost fucking 10 to 20,000 more a month, even if gas is 50 cents more a gallon.
Right.
So at what point does it even people arguing about these things that don't fucking matter?
That's right. And not to mention, there's a state, federal, and local taxes on gasoline as well. And that's the biggest. That's who's profiting the most is these governments when they tax gas. The oil companies are not making the profits. It's the governments that are doing it, and a lot of that money is being squandered and not being used efficiently. So, yep, you're
Same
exactly
thing
right.
like the stuff going overseas, and then also, we have our own oil reserves. Biden stopped the pipeline that could have had us getting even more oil by now.
Right.
And we don't use our own oil, which I kind of get because. Waste not, want not. In the future, if Russia ever cuts us off from gas, then what? We need that reserve, unfortunately.
That's right. We need to do more domestic drilling and all that. Exactly right.
Yeah. People, climate change. Listen, the climate has been changing since the first day the Earth was the Earth.
That's right.
It's never going to stop changing.
That's right.
As long as we got trees and grass and things that can take on this carbon monoxide, we're going to be fucking fine.
Yep, exactly right. You're exactly right. Well, great.
A lot of people that don't understand.
That's exactly. Well, you're a good guy. That's right. You're 100% correct. Can't argue with you on any of that. All right, my friend. Well, hey, good talking to you. Good chatting. And let's reconvene. Maybe on Friday around the same time. There'll probably be a short conversation then too. But this is great. Great job. And I think you did the right thing. I probably would have voted for Sliwa as well if I was I was in that jurisdiction. That's Spanish for jurisdiction. All right. Hey, thanks, brother.
All right.
Thank you, Lance. Have a good one. You take care. All right.
Too.
All right. Bye-bye. I just think he likes to just talk. He just likes to shoot the bull. But, hey, all right. Very good. All right. Let's see here. Shortages. So, yes. Anyways, I think we addressed that one. And let's get into a few more here. Now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. They must be going to open the government soon. Yes. I think that's probably going to happen probably tomorrow or Thursday. I think they're going to open up the government. I think that's what's going to happen. I really do. All right. Let's see here. Michael K. Oh, well, we have our ounces. That's what counts. That's right. Exactly. We measure our wealth in ounces. Well said, Michael. You're exactly right. Buy the dips from Summit Metals. Thank you. Dennis Niemeyer. Appreciate you, sir. I made my first silver purchase today. Congratulations, big CMCG. That is awesome. Way to go. A new silver stacker. That warms my heart to see new buyers of silver. I think it would be spread that wealth around by new people buying a little bit of silver at a time. I think that's awesome. I'm getting nervous. Much further falls. I might have to sell. No, don't do that. The herbalizer. That's the time to hold. If anything, you don't want to sell. In fact, I hold through the lows, hold through the highs. Your core silver stack. All right. Hold through it all. That's what I say. That's why we have Diamond Fist. We have Diamond Fist holding tight to our silver no matter what. Yes, indeed. Ronald Tharp is here. He loves constitutional silver. I do too. In fact, I got another dime bag that I have not mentioned yet recently, but I'm going to show it in another video, maybe. I don't know, sometime soon. Stay tuned for that. All right. Thank you, Sal. I'm okay with it, but it was nice to see it higher. Yes. Opportunities to buy more if you have the wherewithal to do it. Richard, my portfolio got slammed, but I did buy some miners. All right, there you go. Buying on the dips. Diversification, even from within the precious metal space, is great. Yasma says, Costco Canada doesn't have any more silver to sell. Well, it's always hit or miss at Costco. I have not been around to check lately because they've not been as competitive lately. But anyways, hard to find the 1 kilogram size. What's happening? I thought there was so much physical silver. Well, Costco never has been and probably never will be a bullion dealer. They have these contracts where they get some stuff from time to time, but just like Walmart, you can buy it through Walmart as well too. But there's still plenty of bullion to buy at your local shops. My dealer had a whole lot of it. Yes, indeed. Okay. Wish I could purchase more, but this year's silver budget is already exhausted. All right, so he's done done for the year, and that's discipline, folks. He knows when not to buy because his budget is run out for the year, and that's smart. That's the time to do it. He's not buying out of fear. He's not going into debt to buy. He's playing it smart. Way to go, Jesse J Studios. And that's just it too. I mean, I believe in buying in the dips, but I believe in fiscal responsibility, personal fiscal responsibility, even more. There's a time to buy and not to buy. And in fact, if Jesse J sees that silver prices fall another $1 or $2, he probably still is not going to buy because it's not within his budget. And there may be some exceptions to some of that. but there's risk whenever you buy. Really, no matter what. But that's aside from the point. But Louisville plane crash. So that's the one, the UPS. Okay, wow. Crazy. Man, I heard somebody else, FIL, I think, talked about that, but I had not heard anything about it. I assume everybody died on it. If it was a UPS plane, that means there's going to be minimal casualties. You know, the crew mainly. Still very, very sad, and I pray for those. That sucks big time. Up and down, getting tired of the foolishness. It's not one thing, it's another. It makes my head spin. I hear you, Carrie Theron. It's the nature of the market. I think we're going to see it for a while. I really do. But we should not be discouraged. Raise cash to buy up some small miners, okay? Diversification in some mining sector, understandable. Yes, indeed. Fire everywhere, says John Knox. Wow. Was in BioLife donating plasma. Feel horrible. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Joe Oak. Well, thank you for your donation to the BioLife. I hope you feel better soon. Let's see here. Bitcoin is almost 7K today. You mean it's down almost 7K? Yeah, I heard it took a pretty big hit today. Which it goes down more, I buy more. All right, very good. Buying on the dips, buying on the dips. And we've got the Cheetah Kid that says here the following, and I quote directly, I thought I'd get my silver out, accidentally slip, and almost crushed my finger at the edge of the table. I swear that wasn't heavy last time I lifted. I know it was over 25 kilograms of silver. That hurts. I'm okay now. Wow. Yeah, be careful. Can happen. Well, my 100-ounce bars, I lift them up. You know, if I drop them on my feet, it's not going to be good. Not going to be pretty. Not at all, for sure. So, be careful. Nest Maniac, perfect buying opportunity because soon it will be back over $50 again. Yeah. I think we're going to see $50 again, too. If not this year, I think next year. I hope it will start coming back up. It says Robert Ulmer. Yep, I think it will. I believe it will. Hookah Fish says California has an anti-slap suit lawsuit since it was filed in California is actually a bad sign that this might go somewhere, because if it was a slap suit, it would have been dismissed already. I would think they will settle outside of court. Okay, good point. I didn't know that. Thank you for that. Everything is down today between stocks, crypto, and ETFs down. Everything is down. Supposedly the first week of November is historically very bullish and more like BS. All right, we shall see. Good to see Joshua Lundy. Good to see Lisa Anderson. Dean R. is with us. Best time to buy in 2 months, Elliot Scott is. All right, that's right. Good time to buy. Oh, you surf too. So that's the Warren Buffett crash out and bought silver too. All right, that's been a while. Yeah, I don't think Warren Buffett's buying any more silver. That was so 1990s. Yes, indeed. It's a big deal back then, but anyways. Elbert says here, finally picked up 5 ounces today after a month and a half of holding out. It seems like the market is settling down for a little while at least. Yes, looks to be the case. My kid is a grandmaster. Hopefully we'll see silver start to rise again, maybe after the holidays. Very well could. Silver Wolverine is here. Good to see Silver Wolverine. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. All right. Let's see here. Ghost in Palau says, these dips always happen at the most inconvenient times. Why can't we ever have a Red Friday anymore? Well, we've had some Red Fridays recently. I think you've missed out on them, but they've been there. Strange Silverware says, thanks for your perspective. Thank you, sir. As for the rigs and the Amazon being shut down, I think that's a good, not because it might have slight impact on prices, but simply because that's dirty gold. Yeah. Yep, exactly. It's true. Yeah, it is good that that is being shut down because it's dirty gold. You're exactly right about that. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Good to see Matt Wingy is here. Mark B is here. And we've got Maria says, heavy metal, tough stuff. Hold on to what you got. Keep your eyes on the prize. Yep, sage advice. Indeed. Swizzling my silver, says Johnny B. There you go. It's swizzle time. And let's see here. Spectacular on this lawsuit thing. And let's see here. There's always a better deal. Doesn't mean companies should be allowed to lie and get away with it. Now, you're right. That's true. At the very least, the slogan and claim needs to change. I agree with you 100% on that. Yes, indeed. Not everybody has time to listen to a YouTube channel whom they've trusted for years and use their sponsor thinking they're doing the right thing, giving the right advice to shop around for potentially minutes to hours to find something a few dollars lower. I mean, shoot, some of us are 80 years old that want to stack up and are being led astray by shady tactics from this company and many others. Time to stick up for the little guy and not let a company get away with cheesy and wrong slogans, period. Yeah. And the thing is that I think, it's whether or not this is going to test in court, but I'm certainly not defending the slogan by any stretch, Speg, and I agree with you on that. It's bad. But the thing is if we regulate that to the nth degree, and then we say, well, what about the tiered pricing and the as low as? That's misleading too, and most everybody does it. Or spot price. How these dealers list spot price. That's another thing. That's been one of my things for a long time. There's so many different things. Where does it stop, Speg? That's the whole point. That's why I'm against this lawsuit. To me, reputation is everything, and people can see the reputation. They can see what's going on. And to me, it's better to, and maybe it should have been called out by some of us before about it. I've talked about APMEX and their tiered pricing or their price throttling. I think that's unethical, honestly. I really do, but it's legal. But there's bad and good things. I mean, SD Bullion, the slogan is correct for some things. There are some things that they are the lowest price on. That's indisputable. But, it's a very vague and generalized statement, which is why I think it's going to be tough, even in a California court. I think it's going to be tough for them to nail them on this. It is misleading. It is false on some things. But, Could they go back and say the lowest price period on some items? They could put those 3 words on there, and some items at some time. I don't know. That's just it. I think it's a too litigious society. That's what I don't like about it. That's really my big beef about it. And I'm telling you, I know some 80-year-old is going to come online, but you know what? Look at these. Look at these. Mike Measy. Look at the people that advertise on TV, HSN, and all these networks that are trying to sell you heavily inflated prices and stuff, and selling you a bit of goods using really very questionable methods to do it. And really, what it boils down to is the reputation of the company. The reputation of the company is everything. So, and to me, the natural market or the free enterprise system is going to work this out eventually. And I think, in a sense, really, you just have to be a smart silver stacker, to quote a phrase. That's one of the channels that's involved in the lawsuit. And I think that's really the thing about it and that's probably the last I'm going to say about this. I'm probably not going to really, unless there's something that really sticks out with another comment, but yes. So you stick up for the little guy, Speg, by us as channel content creators, that we educate the public about shopping around for the best deal, even if we're sponsored by a bullion dealer. We look out for the first and foremost for our customers, and we mention, hey, consider our sponsor, but shop around, look at them, look at the benefits to developing a relationship by buying from said dealer. To me, it's a moral thing, and it's really about personal responsibility. We got to be personally responsible. We got to be responsible buyers. We cannot depend on big companies to look out for us. They're in business for making money, but at the same time, it would be nice if they did look out for us more. And I think some of them do. I really do. And I'm not going to accuse SD Bullion of not doing that in some ways too. I don't know, but I think the slogan is horrible. I've always thought that. But anyways, all right. Let's see here. But good post. Thank you for that. Spectacular. Robert Harrison, I buy. Bye. There you go. All right. Good time to buy. $60 silver in January, says Dean R. Okay, wow. That's a very bullish call. And you know what? I tell you what. I know Dean, and he's kind of like me. Yep, fine bullion prices. I even mentioned that in the video, too. That's right. Thank you, JM Unleashed. That's right. And by the way, you will see Summit Metals in there from time to time. And Bozo is exactly right. Excellent customer service is worth more than the lowest price. That's true, too. That's right. I think that is a good point. If you're working with a dealer that you trust, it is worth sometimes paying a little bit more. I agree with that, Bozo. And again, I'm not defending their slogan by any stretch, and I tried to make that clear in the video. Hopefully I was clear on that. I'm not defending them per se. I just don't like the idea of the of the lawsuit. But anyways, I digress. All right. So Dean R, I don't know if Dean's still here, but wow, this actually kind of surprises me because he's more like me about silver, more kind of cautious in his viewpoints about where the price is going to go. So he says $60 by January. Bank on it. Wow. Well, I'm not there with you, Dean R. I don't think we're going to see that. I would be surprised if we saw $50 again by January. But I do think that likely, I still think we're going to somehow touch the low 40s before we start to head back up again, and it may take a little while. But we'll see. I could be wrong on all that, but we'll see here. Jimbo Slice, buy the dip even when you go to the grocery store. There you go. That's right. Exactly. Find your low prices. And Jeremy, former Mint director Philip Deal, did an interview with Mike Rowe. Yep, I did see that. A member of the community sent it to me. It was a very good interview. All right, let's see here. Let's refresh some of these comments and see what we've got. Pressing along here. Get on down to it here and see what we've got with some of these videos here. I think we're just going to kind of go past some of these here. All right, let's see here. Okay, El Porno makes me feel a little better about the lack of stack I have these days. Still got my salivate metal rounds and thick proofs. Nice. All right, there you go, El Porno. I hear you, brother. Thank you. Hope you can get some more silver soon. All right. And let us press onward and upward. We got Chase and Metal. Let's see. I hardly ever use SD because they rarely have the lowest prices. There you go. Yep. Good to shop around. Keep on stacking. There you go. Thank you so much, Dennis Niemeyer. This from my video this morning. If you've not had a chance to see it. And thank you. We've got this from Silver Shelby Stacker. Says, good. Thank you, Sal. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you too, Silver Shelby. Appreciate that so much. All right. Matt Mazur. If Scammer were to sell and list coins for cheaper for silver, SD Bullion would lose his claim, although they sell real silver. Yeah, well, there's scammers out there. A lot of the scammers are from overseas, though, so they're outside of the jurisdiction of this country. Yeah, Ibji, I've been coughing. You must have just came in. I've been coughing, for sure. And there's another one, but yeah, I have been coughing. Still dealing with it. One of these days it'll go away. 90% junk silver. Silver seems to be stuck at $47. I remember hoping for $40 an ounce. Yeah, well, it did get into the 46s, as I mentioned in the video too earlier. I did get there in the 46 range. The real Hawkeye. See, there's more coughs. MG. Picked up JM Bullion 10 ounce silver bar today at spot at pawn shop. At the pawn shop, nice, $471. Weight is spot on, and it passes a rare earth magnet test. Seems legit. Seems a fantastic deal, but I hope I'm still thinking for a few weeks on whatever the spot becomes by then. All right, congratulations for getting that spot. Maybe the context of the lowest price period was referring to their buyback program. Yeah, you know, that is JM Unleashed. That's actually a very good point. That's what they could probably get by with, because it's so vague it could go to anything. That's a very good point, JM Unleashed. In fact, I would not be surprised. They say, well, yeah, but it's our buyback program. We're going to give you the lowest price possible. That very well could cover them legally, because they're not saying what the lowest prices are. It's just words on a screen, really, essentially. Very good point. Take care, Silver Wolverine. Yeah, I honestly don't think this lawsuit. That comment alone, JM Unleashed, I think that's exactly. They literally could probably say that, because it's so vague. They're not going to be able to pin them down on it. It's crazy, but I still think they should change it, because it's misleading as all get out. But yeah. All right, let's see here. Yeah, or spot price, lowest price. But I think in the context, though, Silver Heist, it's regarding to the prices either paid for or sold. And I think that it's I don't think it's necessarily related to spot price. I think that might be a stretch, but I do think that they can say, well, hey, we're going to give you the lowest price for your metals than any other dealer out there, which is actually would be a big negative. Yes, indeed. Now, imagine if they would have said, yeah, or lowest price they'll sell it for. That's right, IBG. They could say that too. And I think somebody else had mentioned that too. Lowest price period that they sell it for. From our company, it's going to be the lowest price we're going to offer it to you for. Yep, exactly. They could say that too. They could definitely say that as well. There's so many ways they can wiggle out of that that I don't think it's going to have much merit. Sound Mind, it says this. Now, I thought I was finished buying silver for years. Since the banksters keep slapping it, I decided to pick up some more. The slapping is short-lived, so nobody's going to regret stacking some more. That's right. And all that volume of paper silver leaving, they can only do that so much for so long until other people come in and naturally sell. But there's going to put pressure on that. The stuff is going to have to leave out. But the thing is, that's going to mean that the stocks are going to be pumping in there, and that's going to relieve the pressure at the COMEX, LBMA, and other places. If the prices fall, it's going to help them out. Steve says, pick up a couple more Morgan and Peace dollars today since my LCS is selling them for $36. That's $7 under SD bullion and 60 cents under melt. 90% is on sale. Don't miss out. There you go. You can find deals. A Constitutional is where it's at, I think. Why my LCS at spot plus premiums, no breaks in cost. All right. All right. Why my LCS? Well, you have to ask them. I can't answer for them. I don't know what LCS it is, or every LCS is different. The reason why they price things. Tan Man, I've been concentrating on gold, silver, shimmer. Nobody wants it. Well, there's a lot of people that want it. There's a lot of people that are buying it now. But I like gold too. Good day to you, Kane. Good to see you. Nice video bar and serial numbers, Hal. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Snake Bite. First one to notice that. To pick up from my local coin shop. And we've got Northman 7369. He says here, nothing has changed in the fundamentals. It's going to go right back up. Just a matter of time. Great video, Sal. Thank you. You're right. Nothing has changed. Exactly right. Lidford is here. He likes peace dollars. Good to see Lidford. Glad you are here. And let's press on forward. See what we've got moving with the next comment here. If we get up, we've got Tyler Mathan, Coin Show Mustang in November the 7th. Get your silver soon. Won't be able to access it soon enough. Well, I think there's going to be a long time before you won't be able to access silver. Then it might be the start of the market's drop. Cashing out can become contagious. Indeed it can. Stack on more. It's called starting over. There you go. Starting over. Okay, let's see here. John Britt. What a lame lawsuit. There's the problem in America. Everybody wants to sue over working for a living, and these money-hungry lawyers and their TV commercials make me puke. Yes, indeed. There's a lot of lawsuits that could go around. Where will it stop? Thomas Kinchuk, my first grandchild was born last month. Gonna start building a separate grandchild silver stack. Nicely done. Pass it down under my control. A nice dip. Looks good for me as I start this going. Way to go. That is awesome. Pass along to the next generations. For sure. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going through some of these here. A lot of activity on this video, so appreciate everybody commenting on it. Let's see. Although this one here is the reason why you know that why the rural arms are 99.9% and the other rural mints are 999. I'm not sure why that's the case. In fact, Cybercurrent Twitcher is here. Do you know anything about that? He might have just left, but the rural arms coins are 999. I don't know why they do that. You would think they would use the same blanks. It is the same diameter, but they are different. The only other thing I can think of is maybe they're exhausting the leftover blanks that were 999 when they switched over to 49s. But I would think by now that happened long enough ago that I would think they would have already exhausted those. That's the only rationale I can have behind it, but maybe somebody from the UK knows that. All right. I'm not selling a nickel. There you go. Especially if it's a silver nickel. Not good to sell that. All right. Okay, let's see what we've got. Let me go down here and see if we can find some other comments from other videos here. A lot of people have thoughts on this, but I don't want to beat a dead horse here on this. We've already answered a lot of the comments, and let's get down here. Of course, this may be, all the rest of the comments may be on this. I'm not sure. We'll find out here. Pamela Rice, hello. Halfway with a block a book called Silver is a New Oil by Colin Plume. Nice. Sounds interesting. Canceling orders after gold went up in price. Yeah, I heard about it. I read something about it. Who cares? 99 or yes, indeed. I think I think it was just more of a curiosity play. CCT. I think that's what it was. But yeah, there's really there's no real noticeable difference. I mean, the pure of the silver is nice, but the milk spots are really what gives it its authenticity. And then for sure, they pay for blanks that are refined one more time after it's declared 999. In essence, higher quality is the trademark. Yes, that's right. All right, let's see here. Let's get down here. And by the way, I hope everybody goes out and votes if you live in New Jersey, Virginia, New York, or California. Please go vote. And please vote Republican. Vote no on that Prop 50. Vote no on that. And vote Republican, please. If you live in any of those states or jurisdictions, please vote. Extremely important. Extremely important. All right. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to eventually run into a comment from another video here in a moment. Get down here to this. Thought I had hearted many of these before, but anyways, we want to get to some of those here. Let's see what we've got. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? Let's refresh this and see if anything's popped in. Newer. Here we go. One for this algorithm. All right, that does help. I appreciate that, Willa. Yes, indeed. Any comments at all really do help the channel, the engagement, so I appreciate you posting that. It means a lot. Yes, indeed. And let's see here. Let's go on down here. We're going to refresh again here in just a moment. Just going through some of these. Yeah, what about that asteroid? That I forget what the name of it is, but they say it's not going to hit Earth. Some people are saying there's like silver on it or whatever. Some people think that there's a projectile or there's a some sort of propellant on it. I don't know, but I don't know. They think it's pretty big, and I'd say it could get pretty close to Earth, but it's not going to threaten us. I'm not sure. But do you think if an asteroid were to come close to Earth that they would they would be able to shoot it down with some nukes? I don't know. All right. Okay, let's see here. Well, a lot more comments on this than I thought. I thought I had went through most of these. And let's see here. Okay. Where are we at? Starship Enterprise. There you go. Rooting for the asteroid. There you go. Exactly right. Good to see John Knox is with us. A lot of good folks with us tonight. Appreciate you guys being here. Just getting into some comments. Like I said, the SD Bullion video, we've already commented on most of the a variety of different comments about this from both sides on this, or multiple sides rather. There's some nuance in these some of these things, but anyways, let's see here. All right, so we're going to get into some other video comments. We're going to get to those here in a moment. Here we go. Maria says here, I want the community to create our own bank, the Sal Community Bank Global. Can you imagine? Yeah, sadly, you got through a lot of regulation, a lot of regulatory agencies. It's not as easy as we think, but you can be your own central bank by holding gold and silver. Yes, indeed. I think that is absolutely fundamental and for sure. Yes, indeed. All right, Golden Nugget, your coins are beautiful. I wish I had them. Hey, no worries, my friend. You can get them, and you can get them pretty cheap on this platform, the Constitutional, for sure. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. Okay. Hopefully just a few more of these. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't want to bore you guys with me just going through these, but I want to get some other comments from other videos here, so just bear with me. I'll give this maybe one more pass here down the line, and then we'll move on. It can't be that much more because this video is only a day old. So here we go. Keep on stacking. Take your power back from the Rothschilds. Well, just take it from the whole establishment. Rothschilds do not hold as much power and weight as they used to. That's mainly a 18th century idea at this point. They're not nearly as influential as some people think. But nonetheless, there we go. Let's see here. Okay, we got to be near the end of this now. Come on. Got to be near it. And let's see here. Cannot believe it because we're got to be near the end because it was posted just a day ago, so it can't be that that far off here. Let's see here. All right. Just going through this, trying to catch up here, folks. All right. Okay, all right. Come on. Let's refresh this. See, we're going to just scroll down to the next one here. Okay, we got Michael Greenfield. He says, Sal, I bought 50-ounce Silvertown bar today. Never seen them before. Yeah, nice. Congratulations. Yeah, they do have those, and multiple different sizes, different bar. It might be one of those vintage ones. It's very nice when you can get something like that you don't see every day. And that's like the A-Mark bar I got. But I've seen them before, but I don't see them too often, so I thought I'd decide to go ahead and get one because I got it for just a couple of dollars above spot. But it's one of those things. If you've not seen the silver bar I bought today, check out my newest video where I show that bar. It's a pretty neat little A-Mark bar, a little smaller and thicker. Very good. Let's see here. And let's see here. Where are we good? Let's see here. Let's get down here. We got to get to, let's see. All right. I love Scottsdale Mint stuff. Scottsdale has some great products for sure. And let's see here. Okay, informative as always, Uncle Sal. Thank you, CC2, who is sleeping right now, but thank you, my friend. Appreciate that very much. I try my best, and I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Man, dang it. All right, let's see here. We've got I have a heart on for all the commenters here. Yes, that's a pun. Notice I had to inflect using very careful inflection to say that. Yes, indeed. All right. I know some of these I've hearted before, so this is, I don't know why this is not taking. We're back again. All right, we've got here from this video. Great vid. Thank you, Ian's 9083. Appreciate that so much on this. And let's refresh this one more time, see if we have anything new. And so I don't know. Okay. Nothing new. All right, folks. Well, we pretty much have caught up on all the comments, I think. Okay, here we go. I think we're done now. Okay, Tita, on this one, this could be for the next Silver Rally. We've got this coming to us from TR Dutch. Says, I don't know, Sal. I'm not feeling it right now. I took a bath a few weeks ago, and I kind of regret how stupid I was that day. I'm going to check out a coin show on Friday. If I can find anything below $50, I might bite. I'm off of gold. That eagle I got earlier this month was a major ripoff. Lessons I learned. All right. Yes. Sorry about that. Yep. It's I understand. There's a time to buy and not to buy. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see here. Let's move on down. Michael K. Spike, you say, bring it my way. Come on, let's go. There you go, Mike. He's excited. Exactly right. Keep on stacking, says Cherokee Cowboy. That's right. That's what we should be doing. In less than 2 years, silver must be 100 euro. All right. It could be. It could come to that in less than 2 years. I don't rule that out. I do not rule that out at all. All right. Let's see here. And let's see what we've got. We've got here from SB5. Many of their customers would probably pay a better deal for you. Be hilarious to sell one right after getting dissed by the owner. Yes, that's right. Silver Honda says, I remember that video you made trying to extract silver from a solar panel. I'm assuming Rick Springfield is a millionaire. He's selling a portion of his gold. Yes, indeed, he was. He did really highly publicized auction. Yes, indeed. Yes, thanks for everybody who pressed the thumbs up button. Thank you, Jam Unleashed. Zix Road, this is a far out silver video, Sal, and not a Debbie Downer silver video. Out of sight. Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, none of my videos are Debbie Downer silver videos. I'm always positive about silver. I'm realistic about the price and what it does. But I'm always up on silver. Silver Watcher, can you believe the lawsuit filed in California? ST Bullion, yep, I did a video about that. So, yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Let's slurp our way. We're almost done with this coffee here. Yes, I had done a video about that. And let's see here. Where are we at now? All right, good night, Carrie Tanner. Thanks for popping in. We have this comment from Shoestring Survivalist. Everything you've been told about gold investing is a myth, says analyst. But in reality, it's not. You'll find out why if you watch this video. Not many people saw that video, but I hope you will check it out. Says the argument of this article seems to be that since the dollar system and fiat currency isn't going to collapse in the immediate future, it won't collapse ever. The debt can go to infinity with no consequences. Sorry, I don't buy it. It might be in 5 years or it might be in 50. But the house of cards is coming down. There's no way the dollar survives long term without a balanced federal budget. And that will never happen again. Yeah, the dollar is just going to keep, they're going to have to reset it eventually, essentially. I think all the politicians know that. Yes, and yeah, Bill 457, I did get that email. Thank you. About McDonald's. All right. Brian Beckstead, really like the condition of the silver shown in the video. Thank you. Yes, indeed. I'll try to show different types of silver. It's amazing the different tonal qualities of it. Aaron Edmonds, another small rally. Paper traders who bought the dip will short again at a perceived high, and here comes a dip. That's right. And indeed, that's what happened. There's what happens here, indeed, for sure. And we've got Taparora. Says this. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just thinking if silver is used here and there and everywhere from the industrial point of view, there has to be a practical limit how high it can high to go to be able to serve the needs of industrial buyers. Yeah, but there's a lot of room to move in that area in almost every industry. There really is. In other words, we could survive. I mean, inflation's already hit a lot of stuff anyway. If silver goes up, just adding a little bit more to it, it's not going to have that as big of an impact as you may think. Because most applications use very little silver. It just spread around to a lot of different applications. Over 10,000 of them, by the way. Richard Metcalf, speaking of disappointing silver, when are we going to get another look at your salty silver eagle? Next time you bring it out of the brine, you should weigh it to see if any silver was lost. Yes, I may do that. I think it's probably run its course, but I may do it one last time. I think this might be year 5. But I just so haven't. I forgot to do it, and I may need to do that soon. Thank you for the reminder, Richard Metcalf. All right. Let's see here. Let's get down here and see what we've got. Donna Kirsch, gold to silver ratio is very important. Even so, we'll continue to buy steady when I can. Yes, but it is not as important, I don't think, these days, because it's so out of whack because the markets are not are not reflecting how it used to be rated. Hookah Fish says, I hate to say it here. Let me get over to this. But the next rally will be lower high and will confirm a bull trap, at least for gold. And I think silver will also follow. We're looking at a long consolidation that will have a bias to the downside. Okay, well, you might be right, Hookah Fish. Very well could be right. How big of a super chat is needed to drink the brine? Not sure. Why don't you try it and find out? Good to see Just Sam is here. Welcome, Just Sam. Good to see you. And let's see here. All right. Let's see. Life journey, okay. All right, yeah, I've gotten comments like this before, and I don't know. It's fine with it. What does that have to do with the video? Nothing. I'll let the comments slide, but I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's the way they're proselytized, and just this is not the way to do it. But anyways, all right. Datsun Z-Boss, crap. Bitcoin is teetering just over 106K. It falls on 106, going to fall all the way to 86K. I think it did fall below $100,000 at some point in time. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. Richard Metcalf, interesting style. I'd like to see a shop in India. I bet they do things a lot differently. Oh, yeah, no question about it. They do. No question at all about that. You're right. All right, I think people are off to Christmas. Prices will fall a bit, maybe in spring going back up. Yeah, there is the holiday lull, for sure. We got to weigh that in as well, too. But there's been times when late in the year we've seen dramatic moves. I think we saw it last year, actually. Prices moving pretty dramatically to the upside. So we'll see here. All right. And let's move on here and see what we've got. The next comment. We got Bill 457. I just ordered the Australian filler dollar, and silver looks like a nice coin, so silver is the way to go. And gold and platinum, yes indeed. Always good to increase the strength of your stack. If it gets below 40, I'll buy a new boat. There you go. All right. She's already got one boat to back up. Load the boat, but she'll load the boat with a new boat. And says this. Check this out. This is the third time this week these dealers are locked in at $38 an ounce and will not budge on their price. And the $10 is for spot today. They have said the same thing. So the deal is the dealers are not going to buy your silver at these prices. They are going to try and wait this out. Hard times ahead. If you have no choice and sell it to one of the mints you bought, and that's the key. You should always set yourself up so that you have a choice. Always prepare for that if you can. There are exceptions to that. There are times when you can't do it. But anyways, you bought, I know it's a pain to pay the shipping, but this is the way for right now. Make those dealers suffer, cut them off supply. Well, and the thing is that's right. You time your buys. If the premiums are too high, don't buy, And really that's what it boils down to. Yes, indeed. The premiums, like Silver Eagles premiums, starting to get crazy on them again. Not too crazy, but high enough that I wouldn't buy Eagles right now. It is the most liquid silver coin out there, but I'm going to wait till they fall again. They will fall again. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's refresh this, see what we've got. Anything else new that has popped in underway, and we do. Buy low, hold high. That's exactly right, Jam Unleashed. Well stated. We got this from the Granddaddy Purple. On the shocking stat, silver is more rare than you think. It says this. When gold prices mined, maybe 7 ounces of silver are in the ore as a byproduct for a 7-to-1 ratio. Historically, silver to gold ratio was 10 to 15 to 1. Today, we have 80 to 100 to 1. Think about the manipulation. Well, there's no correlation between the two, and they should not be used as an argument for manipulation. because the market is very, very different. And the case in point is look at platinum. Platinum is about 15 times more rare than gold, but is less than half the price of gold. It has been for so long. Do you think the platinum market is manipulated? Is a more cogent argument for that as well too, or more so rather in that case. Fred Born Again says, don't go crazy, buy some silver to keep so you don't have to sell in a pinch. Have money left for expenses. That's exactly right. Really boils down to common sense. All right. Thank you, Joey Libs, for watching the video. Really appreciate that, my friend. And Willa on this video from the other day says, I like precious metals and have more trust in them than the banks. Keep on stacking. There you go. Yep. I like that. Me too. I do as well, for sure. I've now exhausted all of my chaser. Completely out. All right. And let's see what we've got happening here. All right. Thank you, Michael Hall. I appreciate that so much. 52 years closed, 72 next year in the first quarter. Okay, that's what he thinks is going to happen by this year. $52 close. It could be. You know, I'm just amazed that we saw $50. I mean, that still blows my mind that we got there. And it seems like a toilet salesman could make billions in India. That's right, Dan Rumble. That's exactly right. Very, very well could. All right, folks. I think I'm going to head out. I'm going to try to save my voice. Got to work on tomorrow's video. Work never stops, but you guys are worth it. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm going to leave you with this sage piece of advice, and that is this: to keep your feet on the stars and keep reaching for the ground. Have a good night, all. Take care. See ya.